players are allegedly trying to utilize the Curse of Raw to gain an advantage in this match. Crazy.
Amber going in with SD extend, but finds a crazy spike into a 25 spike from two TSCs and TSS into a Tetris. Kuro takes the spike and denies it. As Kuro is playing a whole piece per second ahead. But Amber has the right RNG right now to dominate this match. As they currently have a 6 surge. They send it for a 31 spike! Kuro does not have the right pieces in time to take it and stay in this match. Amber going in with the C-spin into a Tetris. That is not enough for Kuro to defend. And Amber takes an early second point. Amber going into SD spin. Finds the TSD into an S spin into a Tetris. Kuro defends it. But Amber finds a way to downstack, sending a whole bunch of cheese to Kuro. Kuro gets through it nicely with the Tetris. Back-to-back 7, 8. Breaks it at 8. The surge is sent over with a 12-14 spike. Kuro with an amazing board state sends an 18 spike. Sends a lot of cheese for Amber that they cannot deal with. Kuro is now on the board. It is now 2-1. Kuro had the perfect board state there. Ooh, Amber was applying a lot of pressure there, and Kuro could not get the right pieces in time to send back the garbage that was received. Amber starting off this round with an SD spin. Kuro built up a fractal, is ready to send it. Both players playing the stalling game. Kuro sends it. Amber responds with the TSD. Finds a small downstack into a Tetris for the 24 spike, sending Kuro at the top of the board. But Kuro finds a way to get to the top, finds a way to downstack, but can't do it too much. Amber finds a way to send too much pressure that Kuro cannot handle, and Amber takes the 4th point. Kuro taking it, both players playing it SD spin and land it at the right time to cancel each other out. Kuro finding a nice center well right now. Building up a 6th surge. Amber had the right pieces just in time to stay alive. Amber is having a good amount of pieces to deal with right now. Kuro built up a 13th surge and sent it over at 14, but Amber responds with a 13th spike to cancel it out, but Kuro responds back with a 31 spike. Amber cancels it. Both players are trading board states right now. Amber and Kuro are playing very aggressive games and swapping boards. But Amber had a good opportunity to send a TSD into a Tetris, and he does. Oh, not with the right pieces though. Kuro sends the right amount of garbage, and Amber cannot handle it, taking the second point, Kuro is now back in this game. Amber with the SD spin finds an opportunity to send it, and they do with the double Tetris. The 33 spike puts Kuro at the middle of their board with some cheese to deal with. Kuro is being sent garbage, finds a way to get rid of it, but it's too much. Amber is now taking the 5th point in this losers round matchup. Kuro starts off with TKI. Amber with SD spin again. The old bread and butter never fails for Amber. It is doing them well right now. But it's now stuck at the top of the board, but finds a way to get down. Thought they missed off the T piece, but slides in the L. Kuro with the TSD gets to the bottom of the board, but it's now sent a beautiful well to use by Amber, and they use it nicely. Kuro having a great stride right now, sending a lot of pressure, TSDs, Tetrises, everything to Amber. And Amber could not handle it. But Amber sends this round a TST into a TSD, but it's an awkward setup for Amber as Kuro already sets up a 10 surge waiting for them. Sends it, 25 spike, and it's too much pressure again. Kuro is sending a lot of pressure to slowly break down that lead that Amber has built up. It is now 5-4, halfway into this game. Kuro setting a nice middle board TSD, as Amber also built up the TSD into a Tetris. Amber has a lot of garbage to deal with. They're slowly getting it taken care of, as Kuro had a perfect double TSD to take care of, and they send it over. Kuro at the top of their board now, not enough defense, and Amber had too much pressure sent to Kuro, and Amber takes point number 6. Kuro having an opportunity to take PC, denies it. Amber has a good well right there to send some garbage, and they do it as Kuro sends a TSD but breaks the surge at 7. Amber has a good well open up for a Tetris into a TSD. They send a TSS. Having some good RNG right now, but Kuro has a huge attack sent. That's 16 spike from a TSD into a TSS, to a Tetris, and they send 19 spike, and that takes out Amber, bringing them back down to 1 point. Kuro sending a lot of pressure right now. With the Amber with the 19 spike from the TSD into a Tetris, but Kuro also has a huge well open up with the 19 surge. And that was too much for Amber, not getting the right pieces. This is now a tie game. Amber with the SD spin. Kuro finding the 6-3 stack. Amber misdropped the O piece. Mistaking it for the T spin. T piece, and couldn't get it in time, as Kuro is applying pressure like there's no tomorrow with the 4 surge. Kuro is applying a lot of pressure right now. It sends the 4 surge, as Amber is also building up their 5 surge now. Sends it for the 21 spike, but Kuro cancels that out, or sorry, Amber defends it. As Kuro sends a 5 surge, Amber says no. Kuro has a great 2-8 stack going right now on the left side. Had to shuffle in a couple pieces to get it perfect, and they take care of it nicely, as Amber is now back to the 6-3. On the right, both players stride in opposite sides. Kuro transitions nicely into the center well, but breaks the surge in the process. Kuro with the 8 surge. 9, 10. Has an opportunity to make it 12, and they do. They send it for 26 spikes, sending Amber to the top of the board. Amber cannot take the attack too much, and they top out, causing them to lose that round, and Kuro takes the first lead of this match. Amber going into SD spin, finds a double T-spin, but misdrops the second one. But they recover nicely into the Tetris and another TSD, building up the second TSD into a Tetris. They're going to have to find a way to break that surge, as Kuro builds up an 8 surge, building a lot of pressure. That is too much for Amber to handle, as Kuro was building up a crazy back-to-back chain. Amber going back to SD spin, as Kuro is going to LST, puts a Tetris on it, to a double Tetris for a 47 spike. Amber is still alive after that and responds to it and takes out Kuro. Wow! After recovering from a massive 47 spike, Amber is still alive in this game. This is a crazy match right now. Both players sending massive attack and spikes, not only to just cancel it out, but respond with even crazier attack. As Kuro keeps on building massive surges, and Amber responding with an even bigger one, as they send an 8 surge right now, putting Kuro at the top of the board, putting them in trouble. And Amber ties up the game once more. Amber going back to SD spin, as Kuro also goes SD spin, but mirrored. Amber sending lines. Kuro responding with a 14 spike. Amber having a perfect well going right now for the 7 surge. That is being built up really nicely to TSD, but breaks it for the 9 spike donation, as Kuro has now has to deal with some cheese built up, but takes care of it nicely. Almost took care of it, but misdrops the Z piece. Amber now has a TSD into a Tetris, into an S, into an L clear. Takes care of it nicely. Playing very well right now, given the board state, but is now in a bit of trouble here. Kuro applying a lot of pressure, regaining that lead. This game is now a 9-8. This may go into another tiebreaker. Both very strong players for our first TWC Super Silver qualifier. And Amber with a massive 23 spike, sending Kuro to the top, but they respond with a 20 spike, getting the perfect amount of garbage to respond with. as Amber was in a bit of trouble there, but took care of it perfectly as they respond by building up their surge. But Kuro has a great well built up. But Amber breaks the surge in response with a 27 spike. Kuro almost had it, but couldn't get to it in time. The well was blocked, and they didn't have the right pieces. Amber ties up the game. Amber starts off this round with both players starting off with a SD spin. Kuro building up the 8 surge, sends it, puts Amber in a bit of trouble, but Amber responds with a TSS into a possible TSS, but was not taken. Finds a way to downstack and accepts the surge into a Tetris. Playing very nicely right now, very clean. Defending this surge. Finds the L spin. Kuro in a bit of trouble here. Can't get the right pieces. Amber is now back in the lead and to take the match possibly. This is now 10-9. Kuro with MKO, but misdrops. Clears it nicely. Amber sending the Tetris. Kuro with a small combo there to build the surge into a 5. As Amber sends a 13 spike, Kuro sends the surge, but gives Amber a perfect well to send a 25 spike, but misdrops the T-piece instead. That's a nice T-spin there. Amber with a clean board state, able to stride, as Kuro is playing at the bottom of their board now, after clearing out some garbage, but they now receive some more cheese. Amber is just there to send more cheese after cheese, but have an opportunity to send a Tetris. They don't take it. They're building the side there with the eyepieces, but now sends the surge, the 19 spike, and Amber takes the game, applying a lot of pressure on Kuro, and Kuro could not handle it. Amber wins the game 11-9.
Wow.
GG.